Have you ever said yes out of habit only to regret it later? Today's episode is titled Overbooked or On Purpose, choosing alignment over approval, because I want you to reclaim both your energy and peace without guilt. So you're living a full life on purpose through your intentional habits and you have no guilt about it. So whether this is a regular occurrence for you or occasional, I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive in. Do you ever wish you had more time just to breathe, think, or even catch up? Does your to-do list feel like it's never ending, no matter how hard you try? Have you ever looked around and thought, why does everyone else seem to have it all together and I'm barely holding on? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to A Fresh Start. I'm Shannon Marquita, your habit and mindset coach, here to help you build healthier habits, feel more like yourself again, and stop burning out in the name of productivity. Trust me, I've lived the pressure of trying to prove myself, earn my worth, and juggle all the things. I know what it's like to look successful on paper, but still feel completely drained inside. That's why this podcast isn't just about information, it's about transformation. So stop scrolling, stop comparing, and stop trying to buy your way to balance. This is your space to slow down, reset, and focus on the one thing that will truly give you change, you. So let's get into today's episode. I want to start this episode by giving you a very important reminder that some people never learn, and I don't want you to be one of them. It's this: you are allowed to have a full life without having a full calendar. Some people think, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so important, I'm being so productive. But the truth is that busy is often a distraction. It's not a matter of your calendar being filled with the right things or you doing the right tasks that are moving projects forward. You're just passing time, using up energy, but you're not doing what really matters. So I want you to remember as we go through this episode and as you are living your life, you are allowed and want to be having a very full life that you are living, which you are the one who defines that. And it doesn't mean that your calendar has to be completely full. You are allowing space for what matters. That could be personally or professionally, whether for you to have white space to think about things or to work on your own projects, or to be attending things and showing up for your loved ones and in every area of your life. Because remember, every yes you give is a no to something else. So we want to make our no's and our choices intentional because your time is precious. Every yes you give is powerful because you're giving away and investing both time and energy. And I want to make sure that you are doing it in ways that are fulfilling to you and matter, not just out of habit. So if you were here earlier this week, you know that we talked about the difference between being aligned and being overcommitted. So today, what I want us to do is to continue that conversation in a softer way about what happens when you realize you've been saying yes out of habit, and how to start choosing differently so that your no's align with your values and you are showing up where it matters and when it matters in your life. Because let's be honest, there is a cost to saying yes to everything. It is physical, mental, also emotional fatigue. You are literally tired because you are running around trying to do everything and be everything to everyone, which, let me put a pin in that right there. It's impossible. So let's stop trying to do that from here on out. Deal? It also causes us to lose connection with our own priorities. We have values and goals and things that we are working on in ways that we want to show up for others and in our own life. But when we're saying yes to everything, we have a tendency to put our priorities on the back burner. It's easiest to let ourselves down, and that's what often happens because we've already committed to others and we're so worried about their opinion and judgment of us that we push ourselves aside in order to keep our commitments to them. And I do think it's very important that your yes be yes and you keep your word. But that also is something that we are working on in this episode and week especially, is why saying yes is very important and saying no is very important so that you can focus on and show up where it matters without resentment, without fatigue, and without guilt. And also learning that sometimes you do have to let people down. Sometimes you do need to communicate how you are feeling and doing. And if you are running on empty, you need to let people know so that they can offer you the same grace that you would give them. Some people may not be as kind or understanding because they like when you say yes all the time and you are doing everything for them in order to lighten their load. It's a blessing, but you also need to take care of you, and that happens through communication as you are setting up healthier boundaries for when to say yes and when to say no, because you don't want resentment to creep in. You don't want to have relationships go in a negative way because you have been saying yes so much that it's affecting the relationship and the other person doesn't even know. You're the one who has been saying yes. You're the one who is transitioning and working on having better boundaries and saying no in order to honor your own priorities. And so when and if you start to notice this resentment happening, pause, reflect, see where you can transition and pivot and how you can better communicate before sacrificing a relationship unintentionally because you are running on empty and feeling burned out. Because what I want for you is for you to experience the true shift from feeling overbooked and run dry to on purpose and fulfilled. Overbooked looks like I don't have time for what matters most. On purpose feels like I am doing fewer things, but with greater impact and intentionality, and I am fueled and ready to go. Your life is headed in the direction that you want. You have purpose, you have energy, you have direction. You are showing up where it matters with those that matter to you. You're not feeling run dry, always fatigued and tired, and that is what I want for you. So let's do a check-in now and in those moments of when you're unsure if you're starting to head in a direction of being overbooked. Number 1, ask yourself, does this commitment still serve the season I am in, and does it align with my priorities and purpose? Am I saying yes because I want to or because I feel like I should? What will this yes cost me in energy, time, and presence? Where in my life can I make space for saying no, even if it's something good? Because that's the reality. We're not always saying no to bad things. Some things, most things are good, but they don't align with the season that we're in, the goals that we have, our priorities. And so sometimes we have to say no to the good things so we can say yes to the great things. The great things might be, I need time with my family and loved ones because this is a really busy season. Or I already said yes to attend this and I can't do both. Or this project that's really important needs to get done. I need to block this time to honor my priorities and what's important that I'm working on. So I have to say no to this get together or function in order to keep that commitment. You can't be everything to everyone and still true to yourself. You have to choose alignment over approval. Approval is tough. We're human. We care what people think. And so we have a tendency to do what is necessary to improve people's opinions of us. But the person who matters most and their opinion is you and your loved ones. It makes me think of the show Geek Girl. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's on Netflix. The first season is out and it's already been renewed for a second one. But there is a part in the show where the main character is really struggling with herself and her identity. And she, in one of the episodes, shares with her stepmom as she is coming into her own and her confidence and finding herself that in her journal, she has a list of people who hate her. It is people from school, it's also family members, but on that list is also herself. And her stepmom, as she starts to cry, asks permission to make edits to the list. And one by one, she crosses off everybody's name, including her own. But she leaves one name uncrossed, the main character's. And she hands the journal back to the main character and says, there's only one person on this list who really matters. And she gives her the pen and she has a decision to make. The main character has to decide, do I love and value myself, and am I proud of who I am? And in that moment, she crosses off her own name from that list of people who hate her. Yes, we like approval from other people, but you need to like yourself, who you are, who you're becoming, and the choices that you're making. If you are staying true and honoring your priorities and commitments and those in your life who you love and care about, you are in alignment, and you need to let others' approval go. They may not be happy all the time with your decisions, but that's okay. They're your decisions, just like they're making their own in their life. And you might not be happy with all of them, but they have their own goals, their own priorities, and their own focus. So you have to stay in your lane so that you can do your best work, be at peace, and have full energy as you continue forward. I hope you're doing well. I hope that this episode was encouraging to you, because I know, especially as we are wrapping up summer and a lot of kids and families are headed back to school, the calendar is going to get filled very quickly. Summer is a nice season to breathe a little bit, have a little bit slower pace, maybe catch up on sleep. But as we head into the fall, back to school, holidays, it's like we're going to blink. And I don't want us to miss this season and jump into the new year without making sure that our priorities are aligned and that we are feeling our best in how we're showing up for ourselves and our lives. One final thought that I want to leave you with is one of my favorite quotes that I have here in my office and I read regularly. And it's this: trade money for time, not time for money. You're going to run out of time first. So as we're looking at our calendars, adjusting our schedules, getting more and more aligned and intentional with our choices and how we're showing up and what we're saying yes and no to, keep that in mind. You can always make more money, and it's not bad to make money. Just make sure that it's not costing you your time and relationships, and that you are continuing to show up how you want to in every area of your life, both personally and professionally. Talk to you soon. I'm so glad you're here today. This conversation matters, and I know it's going to make a difference in how you move forward. If you'll do me a favor and take a minute to share this episode with a friend and leave a review, your words help others find their way too. For more resources, next steps, and to work together, you can head to my website, shannonmarquita.com. That's MARQUETA. Everything you need is waiting for you there. And if you're looking for honest conversation and extra encouragement with people doing the same kind of work, come join my free Facebook community. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, trust your pace, protect your peace, and remember, you are not behind. Take what you need from these episodes and know that a fresh start is always possible for you. I'm so proud of you. I'm thankful for you, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.